Kind of smells like armpits in here, doesn't it? A little bit.
I have a cold, so I can't smell it.
Oh, I gotta stay away from you. I don't want. I can't get your disease.
I thought you missed me.
I miss you. I just don't miss your germs.
Good morning, young man. Glad you're here, buddy.
I'm glad I'm here too.
Yes.
Wow, look at all of us all happy to see each other.
Yes, that's right.
By the end of the day, we'll be grating on each other's nerves probably though, right?
Right.
Hey, this place is all right. This place is all right.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's not bad.
Closer to home for you.
I screwed up a little bit because I got the stage a little forward with this stuff
Yeah, I
here.
was gonna say.
It'll work
Don't
out.
matter. They can carry
It doesn't matter.
Well, hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Mom and Dad's grave and went to Colleen and Austin, and they've been enjoying themselves. Went down to Galveston.
Okay.
So Mike got to go to some, an Air Force base, and then he got to see some naval stuff, so he was happy.
Okay,
Yeah.
good, good.
Naval stuff, you mean like from somebody's belly button?
No, a great big ship they have in Galveston.
Old slide viewer. I like that pitcher pump too. Ooh, there's good stuff here, good stuff. There's nothing you could say or do to fix that. Oh, that's cool.
Here you can put it on.
So one of the reasons that you don't hear me talking as much when I am looking at things is because I've got people standing all around me. They don't all want to be shown on camera. There's nothing I can really do about that. So I just kind of keep the camera pointed down toward the items rather than showing people's faces. And when you got people standing right next to you that want to bid on things, you don't want to bring it to their attention how cool it is by describing it right there in front of them. A lot of people that show up at these auctions are clueless. I mean, I've used my own money to buy things for years. So, I mean, obviously you learn your lessons when you're spending your own money. That's how I pay for my education on, you know, how this stuff sells and what sells and what kind of money I think I can get for it based on what I've gotten for it in the past. So I'm doing this as kind of a voiceover right now. For one thing, Arnie plays this old cowboy music when you get there. Well, it's copyrighted. I don't know what. So I got to tone it down, put some music in over the top of it, and anything I did say is likely lost. Buckskin. It doesn't feel like. That's kind of where
feel
I'm
like leather.
Something's missing. You know, I buy a lot of copper. That's Coppercraft. It's Coppercraft Guild, actually. That was a good box. But somebody just showed up, that end user, and they just spent the moon for it. You know, good for them. You know, I just want everything to go where it's supposed to go. But too bad those were so plain Jane. But I look at everything because it's surprising sometimes when you go online and check out what these prices, what this stuff will bring. Sometimes it's kind of shocking. Like all these old Mallory electronic parts. I tried to buy those, but there was somebody there that dealt in a lot of old car parts. And Mallory got kind of popular with its ignition parts in old cars. And some of this testing equipment like that, I didn't know what it was. I should have probably bought it too, but I've got so much old testing equipment. I had so much before I bought from this sale. So now I really got a lot.
These are all old pianos.
Those are for a player piano. More testing equipment. That's a great piece. You wouldn't think at a glance, but it really is. I miss that makeup kit. I always run everything I purchase right out to the truck so people don't dig around in the boxes or steal stuff. And you have that kind of thing everywhere, I guess.
This always looks suspicious. It's a ball jar full of home rolled. Gino, are these yours?
I think you gotta come north a little bit. Did you come through town? Did you? 051. Right on the K. You know where Vandergeest Livestock is? Or Vandergeest Trailers?
That's a good one there. That's a real good one.
Are you about 2 miles? Well, no, let me see if I can find you. Can you come back? Can you come back up the Highway K?
Well, it's a modern lamp. It really looks like an old timer, but it's not. That is a modern lamp. Crazy. Rings Unlimited. It's the old display box. Pretty cool. What? Can that possibly be real?
Yeah, you're here. You're here. Hang on, don't move.
That's pretty good. We want that one. That one's pretty cool. Those are big money. I like those too. Some good stuff here. What brand is this? It's nobody's brand. Kind of a junker. Wow, is that different than the one I have? So that's what those are supposed to look like. No way. Okay. That's the money shot right there. That's what that's supposed to look like. Mine's incomplete. They're just empty boxes. Decide if that's plastic or not. I think it might be glass. Oh, that's crazy. Look at this crazy thing. Look at
It's not that bad. It's about
that. Not heavy, but I bet it's really breakable.
It's not a marble base. It's just wood. But the figurine is. Be a good.
Fill one of those bad boys up.
I wouldn't risk
That'd be it,
this one
right?
up for somebody not to know.
Then I would pick it up.
Yeah, I picked it up. It's not super
Yeah, I
light.
think she's gonna fall.
Yeah.
Can you hear that? No, you can ask whatever you want. Can't do it one-handed.
Hey, this is Sylvania. It's an old picture tube. World's finest television picture tube. Okay. And you just plug it in. You're all set. You'll give me $200 on it.
Look who's waiting for me here. You see that? She hears my car and she just kind of comes running. What's going on there, baby? Huh? Where's your boy? Who's that? Hey, buddy. What are you doing over there? Is the truck scaring you? That's all right. You're okay. Come on. Atta boy. Good boy. You ready for this? Huh? You ready, sweetie? All right, I'll get you some fresh water. But there was so much vintage stuff. There's so much stuff of a particular genre. There's lots of these, and this isn't going to be everybody's cup of tea. I know that going into this. But there's tons of these really old test meters and gauges and like old vacuum tube testers for old radios and TVs and anything, amplifiers, things that were run by those. And it's not like that stuff grows on trees. It's not like you can just go anywhere and find that stuff. So when it came my way, the prices were really good. I had to jump on it. I'm going to start with this because this is kind of a long story. It'd be a lot easier if that's out of the way. But I paid up for this because it's really a good piece. If you've ever seen one of these before, it's First and Field Remington Arms and Ammunition, and it says hammerless, smokeless here, but it's a thermometer. It's a pretty good size. I'd say it's, maybe 18 inches by 9 inches, something like that. And I paid pretty good money for it, but these really bring, this might bring $150. It's, I know you might not think that just by looking at it, but it really does. Anyway, that was a good find. I've never seen one that's not broken. This is all glass, and the fact that it's not busted up is... So this thing is amazing. It's in incredible condition. I don't have an extension cord over here, or I'd show you that this has a switch, and the base lights up, kind of a red glow, which is really cool. It's obnoxiously difficult to find one in this kind of shape. And no matter what angle you look at it from, It's good. Even the really old cord is in remarkably good condition. These are the things that get lost. These pull out for easy, and this is typical what they look like. But finding any one of these that's intact in a smoker stand is difficult. And these two tops are not there. And I doubt seriously in my lifetime I'll ever find them. And this is just, they have a, oh, this is threaded, but it's a milk glass jar that they keep all the stick matches in. So it's a great find. It's killer condition. I don't know if you can see the engraving on the top and on the detail work on the bottom. How cool that looks. So I kind of went a little over the top to buy that. And the reason I did is because of this. Here's the contrast. This is its brother. I've had this now for 2 or 3 years. Looking for those. I just don't even believe they exist. So, cord is wasted. The base is oxidized. It's in need of help, but it's not totally gone. The wiring is still in there. I'm not wild about it. I probably should redo that. And this one even has a switch because this lights up as well as this. So it's amazing how some people take care of their stuff. These are made the same time by the same company, obviously, just a slightly different model. And I thought, wow, if I could get them both going. And I'm patient. Someday, hopefully, I'll find those pieces. But that's why I did what I did with that one. Love the fact that I found that and I was able to buy it. I'm going to rip through some of these smalls real quick. I just bought one of these not too long ago. It's, you can see how somebody cut that out there. It's hand painted, little loon scene on a slab with live edge still on it. Love stuff like that. Scored this really great antique lamp. It works. It all works. This has an adjustable top, so I mean, if you wanted to put some kind of shade on it, you could do that. And the cord's not horrible. It's really old. I'd say 40s probably. Brass, kind of heavy. So that was kind of cool. To go along with it, this really, really cool old candlestick. And back in the day, you would have walked around the house with your candle in there, and you had this adjustable. What can you see on the inside there? There's a little piston that moves up and down, so you can keep moving the candle to where it's optimum. And you just slide it to where you like it, tighten it down, and it'll lock the candle in whatever position you have it in. This is Old Time Fire King. It's probably 70 years old. But this was in the same box as that. At a glance, you just go, okay. M&M's, big deal. So it's stoneware, it's glazed. This is hand painted. I don't know if you can see that or not. These are all hand painted. And it's a Roseville. It's actual Roseville. That ticks a couple of boxes. Pottery, salt glazed, Roseville, M&M's. It's always nice when what you buy cross-pollinates with other areas of interest for your customer. At a glance, you guys are going to look at this and you're going to go, okay, wow, good for you. How awesome that you bought little light fixtures. But these are old. They're ceramic. They're not plastic. This particular size will accept a normal, everyday light bulb like you have in most all of your lamps in your house. This, however, is a much smaller bulb. Here's one. See, like these are like almost like an old flashlight battery size. These are uncommon. They're not easy to get. And on a full size one like this, on my online store, I get $25 to $30 for it. Not kidding. And I'm not saying I'm going to get that much for this, maybe 10, 12 bucks. This might even bring more because it's even more rare than that. But let's say they're 10 bucks a piece. I paid $4 for this. Because a lot of people just haven't probably discovered that selling these. It's pretty good. There's a pretty good margin in it. So there's that. These are all just more meters in their vintage cases of different volts, amps. This is a multi-meter, but it's Simpson. It's good stuff. It's as good as it gets. This was just kind of a cute little tchotchke. This is fun. This is just what it looks like. If most people would think that's a child's toy, this just screws onto that. It breaks down because it is the Pilot traveling iron, and it comes in its own little metal box. Cord, plug it in, and you got yourself a little travel iron when you're away from home. Back in the day, that's how it was done. It looks like it's never been used. I mean, it's just an amazing condition. Even the cord, it just looks like it was bought this morning, and it's probably 70 years old too. So all this other stuff, and I'm not gonna. I mean, just the basic meters. I'm not gonna go into them all, but that's, it's a lot, just a lot of test equipment. I think I showed you that one already. That's another Simpson. My family has been in the electronics business like since the 30s. So when I worked for, the family, I was in the testing department for a long time, and I worked with all these meters. I mean, they're still viable today. And then some of this stuff is complete test kits with all the stuff, the books, the nomenclature, everything you need to do what you need to do. And there's people that there's still a cult of this stuff. People like vintage stereos, they like vintage radios, they like vintage TVs, they like all kinds of vintage electronics. And if something goes down, people need something to be able to fix it. Like this. This is just a whole box of really old tubes and volume controls. This is a potentiometer. There's all kinds of stuff in here that, hey, if you're rebuilding some old radio from 1930 and you can't find that, I'm going to have it for sale. And I think I might have paid $10 for this box. That alone is going to be 10 or 15 bucks. So, I don't know. That box could be a couple $100, and that's kind of how I look at it. Anytime you can trade $5 or $10 for 100 or 200, you got to do it. Again, this is another, and I like that they have the cases for them. This is important. This is for cleaning oil burners or something like that. I don't even know what it is. I don't care. It's complete. It's all there. It looks like it's in pristine condition. It's just an amazing condition. And somebody out there in the virtual world is going to see this and go, oh man, I've been looking for one of those. So those aren't super fun, but they're good money makers. Now this is more fun. I'm going to walk these over there because I think I'm going to get so much glare on these anyway. My lights in the back, they need changing, and this with the light directly overhead, it gets such glare. But these are just some really cute old pieces of history. I just like it. It's Bogart. Probably right around the time he did African Queen, he looks pretty much of that vintage. Shine on Harvest Moon. Oh, looks like the frame needs a little help there. A little drip of glue. And it's signed. She signed it here. It's dated 1934. Ruth. Pretty cool. And then, it's a wonder why the one kid turned out normal and that one just doesn't quite look like. Yeah, I wonder one of those two must have been, you know. Some of these boxes, again, where I'm afraid I'm going to flip this across the room. Look at this stuff. I couldn't even guess how many are in there. There's just a bazillion of them. All these capacitors. Unbelievable. So, I mean, if you're going to, I don't know that I would break these down and try to sell them individually. I'm sure I'm going to sell them by a bundle, but they couldn't get anybody to bid on this stuff. A lot of these I bought for under $5. Just no way you can't make money. This is cool. So this is, you can see how it adjusts. Set it down, tabletop. Take one of these old vintage, and it just goes, right? So again, more test equipment, but wooden box, all finger joint construction, in absolutely crazy good condition. Cathode ray tube tester, and it's got all the books. It's got all the wires and connectors and all that stuff in the bottom of the box. I mean, it's heavy to ship, and I'm always a little freaked out shipping anything that's an electronic. But I can call the shots on that. I can say, look, I only want it to go FedEx and not give my customer another option, because the post office will just destroy it. It's crazy to me that all the books and everything are with this stuff. It's amazing. This one's an oscilloscope. It's got the little like heartbeat thing that shows what's happening. And usually if it's got an oscilloscope in it, $50 to $150 online is pretty common. Little things too, which I thought was kind of neat because it's still got the name, you know, All Night Little Devils on them. Just popped open in the car, but isn't that wild? It's completely stopped. Ugh. It got bounced in the truck. I hit a bump. I heard it jump. I'll just do this one. And they're even marked what they are. Yeah. Well. And again, I just can't even. I know you guys are probably ready to pass out, but I cannot believe the voluminous amount of resistors. I mean, I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's just zillions of them in here with what they are, the resistance, just tons of it. This will keep the cash register ringing for a very long time. I like that you can put it in an envelope. It's easy to pack. This stuff pretty much arrives alive all the time. All right, now for some stuff that's a little more interesting. I love the decanter. Kentucky Tavern. Cork top. No chips, no breaks. It's kind of fun. The elephant in the room. The Everlast gloves. I'm gonna have to look into it. And I don't get the vibe that they're super old, but they were in another box, and it made me buy the other box. I probably would have passed, but Everlast gloves, man. How many times you get to do that? This is a Bob Bet bait box. These bring surprisingly a lot of money on eBay, and this is a slide viewer. Lights up, feed your slide through the side there, and you can see it on the little screen. This box had multiple meanings. Now, a couple of years ago, there was a 4-day auction at a guy that rebuilt a lot of the old radios that I have here. He had a store, and that's where a lot of this stuff came from originally. And there's a fellow auction attendee like myself, Rosie. She's a reseller. I know she won't mind me saying her name. She was like one of my biggest buying competitors, trying to get this stuff. And she's downsized. She got rid of her big place. She got a small place. So she brought a bunch of this stuff. I didn't find this out till maybe 2/3 through the sale. I haven't seen her at a sale in a long time. And I'm there. I see her there. I see this stuff there. Mind you, this is 2 years ago probably when that auction was. And I see this in a box. I did an estate sale for my aunt and uncle's house when my uncle passed away about 1.5 years ago. And they had the most unbelievable amount of glass from Denmark and all these really, there's all kinds of Waterford and you name it, Lennox. It was just all over the place. This is Rosenthal, and Rosie didn't find out about the auction that I was having for this. It was an online auction. She was having some trouble getting online. So there was only a couple things she bought because she just got on like in the last 10 or 15 minutes of the auction. And this piece of Rosenthal was one of the pieces she bought. And I kind of felt guilty that I didn't buy it. I felt like I should be buying as much as my family stuff as I could afford, even though my cousin, I'm sure, would have given it to me, but I just wanted to do it legit. It was in this box today, and I know this is my aunt's. So it's weird how 2 years later this thing's come back to me. So I'm not selling it. It stays with me. So that was cool, but the thing that caught my attention, and another thing too, is there was 2 coffee cups from their promotional pieces from our local newspaper in our little town of 7,000 people. So, it was kind of meant to be because this auction wasn't in our town. It was probably 100 miles from here. This jar is filled with nothing but military buttons of every description: Navy, Army, Air Force. I don't know how many years it goes by, but there's nothing in there but military. So I'm gonna have fun going through that and trying to check them all out. Well, that one looks really old, doesn't it? I'm trying to hold it on an angle so that it picks up the light a little bit. Anyway, this is a really great buy too. So this was all in this flat. This is a hobby piece, the bunny. And these are extra super strange, but I'm not gonna open them. You can see from there. They're just female mannequin, shoulder up kind of thing. They can be mounted on a dress form or another type of form, but they have eyes, long eyelashes, makeup, lipstick. They've got something that a wig will stick to. I got 3, couple different styles, of course. It's not like they had tons of them to choose from. I think there were only 4 or 5 of them there, and I bought 3 of them. But I get like really old antique hats, like flapper hats from the 20s, and it's just impossible to display it right or even shoot it correctly if I want to put it online. So these would be great. I mean, I could use some for display pieces in here, and then put another one in my shoot room over there. So when I flip on the lights, I can just, put a hat on something that is period appropriate, and away we go. And this stuff doesn't come my way often. I just really honestly never see it. The ones I get are the plain generic white styrofoam ones that, quite frankly, probably make things worse. This is an automatic watch winder. And, I mean, this is a really well-built case. All the stuff is in here. And, listen to this. It's rock solid, glass top. It's a display piece, too. And the paperwork. I buy watch stuff. I don't really buy watches. I buy everything around watches. Mostly watch displays and things like that. They're really good inventory because guys that are really into watches, they just want this stuff for their display pieces, or to impress their other watch collecting friends, to show them what cool watch stuff they got. All right, just a few more things. I just stopped and go get a dry shirt on. I got a little bit rained on. Rachel Ray, look at that. It's like mint condition. It's perfect. Those are really great sellers, by the way. Just a not super, probably like a 1970s coffee grinder. And to go with that, remember the old 70s wall hanging wooden. Believe it or not, go on eBay and see what these things are doing. You'll likely be surprised. This is from the Ye Old Drum Shop, Massachusetts. And kind of a Civil War looking thing, but they sell really well. So there's that. I got a flat full of old textile spools. And the old machines back in the day that would make cloth, the bobbins that would still, there's still thread on this one. Oh, you can just tell it's really old. These used to be crazy great sellers, and then kind of fell off the map, and now I see them, they're really affordable. They're not expensive at all. Just a little bit of primitive art somebody made out of barnwood. I thought it was kind of cool. I don't have one. Do you have one? I got one now. You've probably seen me with these before. The little miniature Lane cedar chest. And these are salesman samples. But they're real cedar. And they usually have a city on there. This one says Statesville, North Carolina on it. And then I got 2 boxes of these. They're almost full. Just quick set door handles. So the 2 boxes cost me $21. And one of these sells for about $10 online. So it's an easy ad. You make the ad once, and every time you sell one, you just do what they call a sell similar. And you've already got, it's always the same dimensions, everything's exactly the same. Just put it right back up for sale. So I'll do that when it's simple and easy, and I got 2 boxes full of those. Somebody went to the bother of tagging each one of these, and then I don't know why our auctioneer told the gal that was holding them up for us all to bid on, get rid of those pink tags. I'm like, no. So now I gotta go try to figure out where all these go again. But there's quite a few patches in there of various different military eras and different branches of the military. Your basic 70s, 80s Coca-Cola light up sign, which works fine. You probably remember from the beginning of the video seeing that. This little piece of pottery, stoneware, signed finished inside note. Little dasher. Cute. Clearly made this piece too, which is almost kind of a mock beehive, I guess, to some degree. They didn't quite get there all the way, but two cute pieces. And pitcher pump. People love these for their gardens and their yards. This one will still work. Still got the seal on it. I can hear it. It's fighting with me. And this next piece is probably my favorite. And I'm going to leave you on this note. How cool is that? So it's an MG radiator shell. Minimal damage. I mean, it's pretty old. And I paid like $75 for it. Not that I think I can make any money on it, which I probably could, but I just want to put it on the wall. I just think it's gonna be a really cool wall hanger. And I would guess this is probably 60s, 70s, something like that. Maybe it's a little older. I'm gonna have to look it up and see. But you just don't, stuff like this just doesn't cross your path very often. So when you see it and you like it, you just gotta buy it. And that was my adventure for today. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you in the next video.